Okay, now please open up to page 35 in your notes. And on 35, we're going to learn how to simplify expressions that look like this. Okay? Now, there's two different ways to do this, and you can choose and do whichever way works the best for you. One is to think, oh, I have two expressions in the numerator, 36x and negative 24. They both have to be divided by 6. So I can rewrite it as 36x over 6 and negative 24 over 6. So 36 divided by 6 becomes 6x. Negative 24 divided by 6 becomes negative 4. So my answer is 6x minus 4. The other way you might do this is you might say, okay, I know dividing by 6 is the same as multiplying by 1/6. So instead of writing it as divided by 6, I'm going to write it as multiplying by 1/6. And then I'm going to distribute 1/6 to each term. In effect, you're doing the same thing. You're saying 36x divided by 6 is 6x, and negative 24 divided by 6 is negative 4. But you can view it however you like. Okay? So let's look down at the bottom of the page and try to do another one together. So we have 12y minus 8 over 4. So I have a 12y and a negative 8, and they both have to be divided by 4. So I'm going to write 12y divided by 4 and negative 8 divided by 4. This becomes a 3y. This becomes a negative 2. Or I can think of it as dividing by 4 is the same as multiplying by 1/4. So I'm going to multiply 12y by 1/4, negative 8 by 1/4, and I still get the same answer. Okay? The tricky thing is, be aware of the signs. In this case, grandma's positive, and if the grandchild's negative, the result will be negative. Careful of that. Now, I want everybody to stop the video, and you're going to do number 2, 3, and 4 on page 35 by yourself. And when you're done, you're going to turn the video back on and check your answers. If you still don't know how to do it, you can leave the video on for number 2 and turn it off for 3 and 4. Okay, so for number 2, I'm going to rewrite it as negative 6p over 6 plus 15 over 6. This simplifies to just negative p, and you can leave 15/6 as 15/6. My other option is to write it as 1/6 times negative 6p plus 15. Multiply this and this, this and this, and I still get negative p plus 15 over 6. Okay, now I'm going to do number 3. So I'm going to rewrite it as negative 18 over negative 12 and negative 21r over negative 12. Right away I notice it's a negative over negative, a negative over negative. My final answer is going to be positive. So first I'm going to make this 18/12 plus 21r over 12. But then I'm noticing both of these can be divided by 6 and both of these can be divided by 3. So 18 divided by 6 divided by 6. This becomes 3/2 plus divided by 3 divided by 3, 7/4 r. And that's the best answer. Now, another way I could have done this is I could have said grandma is negative 1/12. The grandchildren are here. And this way just emphasizes again that your result should be positive. Okay, and then the final one, number 4, negative 20b divided by negative 5, and 12 divided by negative 5. So this is going to be positive. 20 over 5 is 4, so this is positive 4b minus 12 over 5. And that's the final answer. Or I could have said grandma's negative 1/5, and we're multiplying negative 20b plus 12. And again, this way just emphasizes the sign. Negative times negative is positive. Negative times positive, whoops, is a negative. Okay, so now turn to page 36, and we're going to go over some word problems. Okay, on page 36, it asks us to translate the verbal phrase into an algebraic expression, then simplify the expression. Okay, so number 1 says twice the difference of 8 and x. So twice, and as soon as I see a word like difference, I know I need parentheses. 8 and x increased by 4 less than x. 4 less than x is x minus 4. Now, I translated it, but now I have to simplify it. So 2 times 8 is 16 minus 2x plus x minus 4. Put in my commas. Negative 2x plus x is negative x. 16 and negative 4 is plus 12. So I have negative x plus 12. Okay? So you can do these along with me, or you can stop the video, do them on your own, and then check. So number 10 says 1/2 the quantity. So 1/2 quantity, 5 less than x. So I know that's x minus 5 added to plus 5 times the sum of 3 and x. Okay, so I did the translation, and now I have to do the simplifying. So I'm going to distribute. So 1/2 x minus 5/2 plus 15 plus 5x. Now, this is a little tricky because now I have to add an improper fraction and an integer and a whole number and a fraction. Well, the whole number and fraction's not so bad because 5x plus 1/2 x is just 5.5x. Now, negative 5/2 is negative 2 1/2. So I could do 15 minus 2 1/2, which is 12.5. Or I could change 15 into 30/2. And then I have 30/2 minus 5/2 is 25/2, which turns out to be 12.5 anyway. So either way is fine. But your final answer would be 5.5 plus 25/2. Okay, now let's look at the next one. Number 11. So again, if you think you can do this on your own, do it on your own. If you want to do it with me, do it with me. 3 times the sum, twice a number and 8, decreased by 4 times the sum of x and 17. So first you translate it, then we distribute. So this becomes 6x plus 24 minus 4x minus 68. Put in my commas. 6x minus 4x is 2x. Negative 68 plus 24, I do 68 minus 24. And the answer is going to be negative, so it's negative 44. Okay? Now the next one, number 12. 7 times the quantity of 4 more than a number, n plus 4, plus added to 3 times n plus 13. So this becomes 7n plus 28 plus 3n plus 39. I add my 7n and 3n is 10n. 28 and 39 is 67. Okay. And then number 13 is 4 times n minus 7 minus 2 times n minus 5. And that gives me 4n minus 28 minus 2n plus 10, which becomes 2n minus 18. Okay, and then number 14 is a little different. So let's read 14. 14 says, find the area and perimeter, and then simplify. So what they give us is a 4 here and a 2x minus 5 here. Well, we know there's a 4 here and a 2x minus 5 here. So the perimeter is simple. I just say 2x plus 2x is 4x. Negative 5 plus negative 5 is negative 10. 4 plus 4 is 8. Negative 10 plus 8. 4x minus 2 is my perimeter. Now, you could write 2x, 2x, negative 5, 4, and 4 if you wanted to do it in steps. But the perimeter is 4x minus 2. Now, the area would be 4 times 2x minus 5, because area equals length times width. So length is 2x minus 5, width is 4. This becomes 8x minus 20. So that answer is 8x minus 20. Okay, once you're done with this video, you can now start your homework.